keeping you informed, prepared, and connected. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay.
More than $600 million in federal aid is coming to the Bay Area in the aftermath of Hurricane Milton. Thanks for joining us for 10 Tampa Bay this weekend. I'm Miranda Parnell. And that announcement came during the president's visit to the Bay Area today. It's now been 3 days since Hurricane Milton hit Florida's west coast, and we're still working to get a complete look at the extent of the damage. Hundreds of thousands of people in the Bay Area are still without power, and many areas are still dealing with river flooding. Across the region, families are working to repair damage and clear up debris. For many of you, getting your power back on has been an ongoing challenge. We've been checking out some of the local electric companies, and they are making progress. Right now, Duke Energy is showing about 250,000 households still without power. Florida Power and Light is still working to get thousands of customers connected in Manatee and Sarasota counties. And TECO has more than 200,000 homes still without power. A few hours ago, TECO spoke about the efforts to get the electricity back on for neighbors. And 10 Tampa Bay's Angelicia Bruton is live at TECO's command center with the latest on the progress. Angelicia.
Yeah, TECO says after Hurricane Milton, around 600,000 customers were without power. As of today, they were able to cut that number in half. Now, the president and CEO, Archie Collins, says TECO has set up 8 base camps in the Bay Area, working to restore power around the clock. He says 6,000 workers from 20 different states and even Canada are here, working 16-hour shifts to repair the damage. Collins says it's the largest response they've ever organized for a storm.
We first have to repair our transmission, and then as we begin, the next thing we do is we have to respond to any critical infrastructure, hospitals, police departments, fire departments, nursing homes. Those sorts of things that's our first priority.
TECO says crews have restored power at critical sites like the Port of Tampa Bay and the airport. It's now focusing on neighborhoods.
And Angelicia, I know that there are different timelines across the area for when the power may come back on for folks depending on the region.
It expects the power to be fully restored in Pasco by Monday night. In Polk County, customers can expect power to be fully restored by Tuesday. And people here in Hillsborough, they'll have to wait a couple more days. Power should be fully restored by Thursday. Live in Tampa, Angelicia Bruton, 10 Tampa Bay.
Governor Ron DeSantis surveyed the damage along Treasure Island today and talked about the response after Hurricane Milton. The governor said with a lot of city and county resources being spread thin in the aftermath of the storm, the state wants to offer up some additional resources to help with cleanup.
I'm directing over 2,800 personnel from the Florida Department of Transportation, the Florida State Guard, the Florida National Guard, the Florida Highway Patrol, and urban search and rescue teams to continue work around the state on debris removal.
There's also a lot of work going on to keep the roads clear. Governor DeSantis said FDOT has already started picking up road debris on state roads and that they are still removing more. Just after Hurricane Helene, a so-called insurance village is set to open in Bradenton on Monday to operate as a resource center for folks after Hurricane Milton. Florida CFO Jimmy Petronis is hosting these to help you with your insurance questions and applications. It will be open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. tomorrow at 101 12th Street West at the City Compound Building in Bradenton. After tomorrow, it will be open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and additional insurance villages are expected to be announced in the coming days. Now, Hurricane Milton may be gone, but some areas are still dealing with that river flooding from rain. Meteorologist Colleen Campbell joins us now with the latest. Colleen.
That's right, Miranda. It's been pretty dry, but this is our main concern. It's going to take a while for that water to recede. All the areas that you see highlighted here are experiencing that river flooding, some to a greater degree than others. I want to show you just 2 maps that I picked out here where we are still seeing some river stages. So the Hillsborough River looks like it's cresting right now, and we will have that gradual decline as we move into the next few days. But looking at the Peace River, River, it remains pretty steady in that moderate flood stage. In fact, it looks like it just wants to rise just the slightest bit, but this is something we don't want to see. The Hillsborough River is a little bit of a better scenario because, again, that water is slowly receding. So give it a few days. We do have a weather impact alert for the remainder of today. Could issue one for tomorrow, but this is just for the concern of river flooding. What you need to know is those levels are slowly receding, and you have to stay out of the flood water. I know it's hard because you want to get into the cleanup process, but the flood water could contain live wires, debris, animals, alligators, snakes, and also some sharp objects. So just be aware, plus bacteria and sewage. You just want to stay out of that. Of course, we will be talking about what to expect for the rest of the week coming up next.
Now, one big concern for people is still finding the fuel they need. For the second day in a row, tankers were brought in at a fuel distribution site to help people fill up around the area. Now, hundreds of people waited in lines to top off their tanks to help them get by until the gas situation gets better. After Hurricane Milton came through, many gas stations were without fuel and power, leaving many of you driving around looking for help. Families say these distribution sites provided a bit of relief.
It's a huge help. It's a huge help. Just with everything, I mean, let's face it, the cost is already up with everything. So, and with the hurricanes back to back didn't help. So this is a huge help and definitely less of a burden on our family.
Right now, we have not received any word on any other distribution sites opening for this week. But for those that didn't want to battle the lines over at the free fuel sites around St. Petersburg, some were finding a little gas a little easier to find today. Driving around the area, we found shorter lines at the pump. And while there is a huge demand for fuel still, many people we spoke with say it looks like things are trending back to normal.
I mean, it was fairly quick because just yesterday there was lines, down the street at 4 o'clock in the morning, and for me to come back the very next day and get a gas pump in 2 minutes, that's pretty good.
Now, if you're still in need, just head on over to 10tampabay.com. We have a map that shows you what stations have gas right now. Well, after the storm, power outages cost many of you the food in your fridge. Up next, a look at what Feeding Tampa Bay is doing to make sure you have the food you need right now. And after a storm, hiring a contractor is not always an easy task. Still ahead, some tips to help you find the best person to help you rebuild.
As our community cleans up from recent hurricanes, let us help answer your questions. From home repairs to food assistance and health needs. Visit 10tampabay.com/recovery today. 10 Tampa Bay's Storm Recovery Special, Ask the Experts, answered your hurricane-related questions.
We're here to get you the help you need.
From insurance to filing with FEMA, tree removal, and more.
When you start tearing into things that have visible mold on it, the spores can get in the air.
Even if you didn't experience damage, it can help you prepare for future storms.
Can a renter get help from FEMA?
Absolutely. Stream it today on 10 Tampa Bay Plus. Search Storm Recovery. Ask the Experts.
The 45th Clearwater Jazz Holiday, Back to Our Roots, October 17th through the 20th on the Green in Coachman Park. Join us for an amazing lineup. Boney James and Galactic featuring Jelly Joseph, Corey Wong and Tower of Power, Bruce Hornsby and the Noisemakers, and the USAF Academy Band Falconaires, St. Paul and the Broken Bones, and Mavis Staples. Don't miss the daily pre-party with 15 artists for free. Visit clearwaterjazz.com and buy tickets now for the 45th Clearwater Jazz Holiday.
Trop is now almost entirely without a roof.
They also have reports of downed power lines.
That part of that crane collapsed.
Ripped this mobile home in half.
Trying to get back to Sarasota, and there's no gas along I-4.
Blown out on this one side.
Where emergency responders have been doing water rescues all morning long.
There are 2 massive trees down.
Food assistance is a huge priority for people who lost everything in Hurricane Milton. That's why Feeding Tampa Bay has been working nonstop, running emergency food distribution sites and serving meals to people in hard-hit neighborhoods. Today, volunteers served 400 hot meals at 2 sites in Tampa.
It's amazing. I mean, it really warms your heart to help others. Even though some of us are in need, it helps us feel better about helping others in the community.
You'll find a list of Feeding Tampa Bay's emergency food distribution sites on our website. That's 10tampabay.com. Some good work happening right there. Colleen, I know you've been working to help hand out some meals through all this, our back-to-back storms.
Yeah, and it's so easy to do, and people are so happy to see you. And just taking the meals, if you're somebody that doesn't necessarily need a meal, take it to your neighbor and, just spread the love.
We need as much of that right now as we can. We got cooler temperatures. Now we need a couple smiles if we can help bring them around.
Yeah, that's right. All right, well, we have weather that you'll enjoy,
I think.
Let's get to it.
Take the floor, Colleen.
I know, for once, I think nobody will be mad at the meteorologist here. So let's start with a time lapse because we had a gorgeous day. As far as temperatures go, we were spot on for how we should feel this time of the year. Really didn't have a lot of rain. This is a time lapse. Let me step out of the way because you don't want to look at me. You want to look at this pretty little camera shot. We even have a cruise ship that's going out of port. Absolutely gorgeous day. Now, currently, our temperatures are in the lower to mid 80s, depending where you are. We have nice light breeze out there, pretty variable, but generally coming down from the northwest. Temperatures across Hillsborough and Pinellas County generally are in the upper 70s, lower 80s, and again, we have some mid 80s sprinkled here and there with that influence of the warmer water. As we look on the wider picture here, again, we have some upper 70s stretching all the way through the Nature Coast. More inland, we have those lower 80s in places like Polk County, Highlands County. Really a nice feel outside. If you didn't get the chance to open up your windows, I highly recommend it as we move towards this week. I know everybody has different heat tolerance, right? May still be a little sticky for some, but I promise we have a cool front that's on the way. First taste of autumn really will be refreshing as we move into Wednesday and Thursday. And then I think some more of you will open up your windows and really enjoy it. All right, satellite and radar here. We've seen a few showers moving across Highlands County, but again, not bringing much with it. And this is far away from those rivers that continue to be at a high level. That's our main concern with this forecast. We're just waiting for that water to recede with those local rivers because they have been causing problem with flooding issues. On the bigger picture here, we have a front that we're waiting to drop in. That's going to be our savior when it comes to getting rid of this heat and humidity. If you remember, after Hurricane Helene, it felt very stuffy and it was hard to work outside and finish the cleanup process. Here, after Milton, feels pretty comfortable outside and it's getting even better the next few days. So here's our front, high pressure that's out to the east of us, but that front drops in come Tuesday night into Wednesday and drier, more arid air is entering in behind that. So it's really going to be a fantastic feel. Look at these precipitable values. When we have about 2 inches, that's when the atmosphere is very rich with moisture. That's not the case here. We have precipitable values that are about a ½ inch. So that means it's very dry atmosphere and you're not squeezing out much rain. So that's what's to expect as we move into this upcoming week. For tonight, a starlit sky, nice night, 66 for Tampa. Other areas will be slightly cooler than that or slightly milder depending on the location. Tomorrow, 87. And again, same goes. If you're close to the coast, you will be a little bit warmer during the day thanks to that influence of the water. Winds are coming in from the northwest gently at 5 to 10 miles per hour. We're done with Leslie. Leslie's out of here. But this potential system, this is AL94. That's what you're looking at for the boxes. That has a 40% chance of development in the next couple of days. And I know nobody wants to see this right now, but let me put your worries at ease and tell you that we're still far away from development. And second of all, if we do get something to develop, it's a whiles away from us. It looks like it would trail towards the Leeward Islands at this time. Of course, we don't want the Leeward Islands to have a storm, but we're a couple days away from that. So let's just get through this week, enjoy the beautiful weather while it's here. We're waiting for the flood water to go down across those rivers, and we're going to get through this. I want to encourage all of you, if you need any way to reach out, volunteer, please reach out to me. I love to help, and I would love to get everybody back on their feet as much as I can contribute. All right, 7-day forecast here. Again, plenty of sunshine to go around. Wednesday, maybe squeeze out a shower as that front drops in. Otherwise, plentiful sunshine to go around, and temperatures much cooler Wednesday, Thursday, even a little bit of chilly in the morning at 59 Thursday morning. Enjoy it while it lasts.
And as you work to clean up after the storm, you can start dropping off your debris in the Bay Area. Crews are not yet picking up yard debris in Tampa, but you can drive to Hillsborough County's Ed Radis Sports Complex in Odessa to drop off vegetative debris. The city did not give a timeline on when crews will start picking up yard waste. As for normal trash and recycling, the city says services will resume tomorrow. Now, over in St. Pete, the mayor says the city is bringing in outside contractors to help debris pick up. If you'd like to get rid of vegetative debris over there on your own, brush sites are open 7 days a week, and the National Guard is also in the city to make sure streets are clear so you can drive back to your homes. Over in Pasco County, both the East Pasco Transfer Station in Dade City and West Pasco Resource Recovery in Spring Hill are open for debris drop-off. Both sites are open to Pasco County residents. You'll need to show your ID, and fees are currently waived. The county says if you don't want to drop it off, crews will pick it up in the coming weeks. Now, currently, some parts of Tampa Bay are still under a boil water notice. However, some others have now been lifted. In Pinellas, right now, a boil water notice is still in effect for St. Pete until tomorrow. Over in Hillsborough, the advisory for Seffner and the North Brandon area have been lifted. Officials say those with low water pressure should take precautionary boil water measures just in case. And we have a county-by-county guide for you on 10tampabay.com. Now, hiring a contractor can be difficult for a lot of people. Like, who can you trust? After a storm, there are even more concerns. Up next, what to look out for as you hire a contractor to help you rebuild.
As our community cleans up from recent hurricanes, let us help answer your questions. From home repairs to food assistance and health needs. Visit 10tampabay.com/recovery today.
No matter how hard you try or how far you go, you can't ever leave it all behind. They're always with you. The stories you've told, the ones you never could. This is a story I don't tell.
Special Agent Gibbs. Ready to catch some bad guys?
NCIS Origins premieres CBS tomorrow, 9/8 Central, and streaming on Paramount+.
Here are the stars of our show.
I am your host, Ryan Seacrest.
The Wheel You Love is back.
Yes! Let's have some fun.
This season will truly be unlike any other.
This has never happened before on Wheel of Fortune.
With bigger trips.
Yeah, baby.
Bigger prizes.
I'd love to take you backstage to the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
And bigger surprises.
There it is.
What a great show!
Let's do it again tomorrow.
Wheel, weeknights at 7 on 10 Tampa Bay. We don't have to tell you just how difficult this hurricane season has been.
Gotta get together, gotta get it cleaned up.
But what we can say, we're in this with you.
They will rebuild, they will be back, because that is what this community does.
As we begin our recovery, we know you have questions.
Everything we had worked hard for is all gone.
And we'll be here with the information you need as we recover. Continue to watch 10 Tampa Bay and stream 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
You're watching 10 Tampa Bay this weekend. I'm Miranda Parnell. As you work to rebuild, finding the right help can be challenging. You just don't know who to trust. And in this hurricane hack, 10 investigates. Jennifer Titus tells you the red flags to look out for when hiring a contractor.
After a major storm may come some major repairs. Down trees, your roof is damaged. Oh, no worries. That knock on your door is just a contractor looking to help. Wrong. Many times those knocks are out-of-state storm chasers looking to take advantage of you. I'm 10 Investigates Jennifer Titus with some hurricane hacks to keep you and your money safe while getting that storm mess cleaned up or your house repaired. First off, take photos and videos of the damage. Then contact your insurance adjuster immediately and make sure any contractor you are considering hiring are properly licensed and insured. If they are pushy, aggressive, that's a major red flag. They're offering you a discount if you act now. They're doing door-to-door solicitation. They're pressuring you to make an immediate decision. Red flags, red flags, red flags. Shut the door. Look, get at least 3 quotes if possible. Check out the company's reviews. And when you do decide on a contractor, do not, I repeat, do not pay 100% upfront. And if you can, make those payments by check or credit card for added protection.
We are keeping you informed, prepared, and connected with all of this. You can find more useful hurricane hacks on our 10 Tampa Bay YouTube page. For many of you looking to file a claim with FEMA, Milton is now up on the agency's website. Helene is also there. And remember, right now you need to file each one separately if you've been impacted by both. FEMA centers are open across Tampa Bay, and you can also file a claim online at disasterassistance.gov. And remember, if you lost all of your food due to a power outage, you can file a $750 claim. Just be sure to write, "I have a serious food need." Now, happening tomorrow, as many of you are set to return to work, FDOT is reinstating tolls after suspending them for almost a week now. This, of course, includes many major roadways like the Skyway Bridge, the Veterans Expressway, and the I-4 connector. Tolls will be reinstated starting at noon. For the educational front, school districts across the Bay Area have now started announcing when they will reopen and their plans moving forward. In Citrus, all schools will reopen tomorrow. In Pasco, Pinellas, Hillsborough, and Sarasota, schools will remain closed. Over in Hardy County, officials notified us that staff will return tomorrow, with students returning on Tuesday. And Manatee officials are hoping students will return to campuses by Tuesday. We are waiting to hear updates from several other counties, and we will continue to bring you the latest as we learn more, both on air and online. Now, as you work to recover and clean up from the storm, finding a good hot meal can be tough, but the community is coming together to help out with that. On Monday from 5 to 8 p.m., Operation Barbecue Relief will provide 1,000 meals to folks in Hillsborough County. You can pick up the meals at the Victor Crest Community Center Complex in Tampa. This is being put together by University Area Community Development Corporation and the Greater Tampa chapter of Jack and Jill America. And some folks in South Tampa got a little extra help today. Sassy Pants Sourdough opened up a pop-up shop at the Flying Cattle Meat Market to get you some fresh bread. Dozens of people came out to take advantage of that special treat. Even a few linemen were able to grab a loaf. And if you're looking for a break from storm cleanup, the Florida Aquarium is set to open tomorrow. Crews checked out all the facilities, and animals and everything is ready to open up again. In anticipation of the storm, the aquarium moved some animals to higher floors and transferred thousands of coral in their care. For Zoo Tampa, power is now back on, but they still need another day to make sure all the animals are safe. They will reopen on Tuesday.
All the little babies. All right, 7-day forecast here. We do have great conditions for cleanup. Look at this dry weather stretching all throughout the week, and those temperatures. We have a front that's dropping in Wednesday and Thursday, Tuesday night, really, and it's going to be gorgeous. Finally, our first taste of fall. And Miranda, that will really help folks dry out and clean up.
Absolutely. Ready for things to cool down. Like you said, help with that cleanup. Now, today, neighbors had a visit from the commander-in-chief. Communities crippled from the compounding hurricane damage heard directly from President Joe Biden as he surveys destruction across our area. 10 Tampa Bay's Emerald Morrow spent the day in St. Pete Beach, where the president announced new relief on the way.
Hurricane Milton caused extensive damage to areas like St. Pete Beach, where the president delivered his remarks today. And in addition to announcing millions and millions of dollars in federal funding, the president's overall message was one of unity, saying in times like this, we're neither Democrat nor Republican, just Americans working very hard to rebuild this area we all know and love. After an aerial tour in Marine One starting in Tampa, then over a damaged Tropicana field, to views of destruction up and down the coast, President Joe Biden arrived in St. Pete Beach with a message to Floridians floundering after the fury of Hurricane Milton.
We're going to do everything we can to get power back in your homes, not only helping you recover, but to help you build back stronger.
This includes announcing more than $600 million to strengthen electric grids in areas hard hit by Helene and Milton. He also highlighted ongoing federal efforts.
FEMA has delivered 1.2 million meals, over 300,000 liters of water, 2 million gallons of fuel, and so far We've installed 100 satellite terminals to restore communications in impacted areas.
President Biden also thanked first responders and met with small business owners struggling after the storms.
I think that small businesses definitely get forgotten about a little bit.
And those running the Plaza Beach Resort wanted to make sure the president got the message.
We knew he was going to be coming up the road, and it's important that he knows that a lot of places are really struggling.
The resort got washed out in the surge of Hurricane Helene, and Milton only made recovery worse.
And we have a good attitude, and you know, we'll get back. Where this is an important place to a lot of people.
But they'll need a lot of help, as will the thousands of others impacted by these two terrible storms. Storms President Biden says we'll get through together.
To moments like this, we come together to take care of each other, not as Democrats or Republicans, but as Americans.
In St. Pete Beach, Emerald Morrow, 10 Tampa Bay.
And County Commissioner Kathleen Peters was at today's gathering. She says she would like to see aid for Helene and Milton combined with FEMA so that people don't have to go through the red tape of applying for assistance for both. And we have those FEMA resources for you on 10tampabay.com, and we'll have more information, news, and sports along with weather with Colleen tonight at 11. We'll see you later.